Nah, you sound good. You sound good. Yeah. I got you. I just got some music playing. Welcome everybody to a Christmas edition of the Pocket Locker Podcast. I'm your host with the most, all the way from the East Coast. And as always, folks, I am in airplane mode. Shout out to Purple Rhymes with Orange. Thanks so much for putting this together. I really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this. I don't really know what the hell's going on with my camera right now, but thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thanks to all the other co-hosts for putting this marathon together. And thanks to all of the mods in the chat and everybody that's been supporting us throughout the year. I really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna do something a little bit different, y'all. To be honest, I'm one of the people in the community that is not with their family for Christmas, and really has just been leaning on this community to keep me going and to keep me in good spirits. And so, we're just going to try to have some fun, relax a little bit, and show you guys some of the things we do to get down over here. All right, so I want to take an opportunity to introduce some of y'all to Gather. It's something you may have used in your work life. Maybe it's new to you, but it's basically a virtual headquarters. And we have built an entire metaverse for our community. Basically, I realized, I guess probably a couple years ago now, that we are a permanently online community. As much as we might like to get together at an atheist conference, shout out to everybody that's trying to get together this year. I think at maybe it's Minnesota or something, like some atheist conference we might all be going to. That's a great idea. But for the most part, we're online. And so eventually, just my love and passion for this community just kind of led us to doing things a bit differently. Just to explain a bit of the history to y'all, I guess basically, I realized a few years ago that this community was so important to us in that it sort of was like a bar. Matter of fact, we used to call it the atheist bar hop, because it was like, you be in so-and-so stream for a couple hours, and you're kind of there like just after the day or during the day, like just to see your friends, just to be amongst like-minded people and supportive community. And then we would hop, right? It would be like, okay, well, this stream is ending. Who's live next? You know, and then you would hop from stream to stream. I know some of y'all that's been out here for years. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, we call that the atheist bar hop. And we realized there are certain like limitations with that, right? Like, number one, we're always kind of dealing with the content, be it debates or serious conversations or back and forth or counter apologetics. Like, we're always dealing in these like serious topics, and we don't really ever have time to just kick it and just be friends and just spend some time together and get to know each other. Another issue was that I used to say the bar is always closed, which meant that somebody had to be live, right? Like, for us to all get together and be in the same space, somebody has to always be doing a live stream or a live premiere so that we can get together, interact in their chat. And a lot of times just nobody's live, nobody's doing anything, and our community turns into a content desert. And so we can't hang out, we can't get together just because there's nobody live right now. And then also YouTube, even now, you know, is a show, and people expect a performance. And so there's always going to be that sort of thing where, number one, the content creator is putting their content out there and like getting to know your audience, but at the same time you are putting on a show, and that's very different than like really getting to know you. And then of course the audience can see and hear us, or see and hear me in this case, but I can't see and hear you guys, right? And so we basically realized that YouTube was great, and that is where we found community, but that YouTube is not a community building platform. Let's say this again. YouTube is not a community building platform. Y'all, bear with me 1 second. My camera's bothering me. I think I can fix it real quick. We're just gonna pop it out. See if it helps. If not, I'll just be mad at myself all stream for causing myself these technical headaches. But I don't like when I see it delayed. Let's see. All right, I tried. I gave it a shot. So let me say that again. YouTube is not a community building platform. Neither is Twitch, Blue Sky, Rumble, whatever, right? And neither are most social media platforms. Gather is a platform and an app that is purpose built for team building. It took on a lot of popularity during the pandemic because people had to go virtual. And so Gather became a virtual office, and that is how we use our Gather space. We've created an entire metaverse, like an entire city with tons of different spaces, but in the interest of time, I'm gonna just show you guys like some of the most basic primary spaces that we use, and then hopefully we're gonna jump into a couple games just to kind of give you guys a feel for the interactivity. And that's going to be the stream. All right. So first things first, let me get on over here and share Gather as a tab, and then switch scenes here. Okay, cool. So this, for those of you that don't know, is Gather, and is really, really fun. And I'm going to give you guys a quick tour, and then we're going to come back to where we're at and link up with the gang here. So first thing to notice is that it's basically like Zoom had a baby with Discord and had a baby with Zelda or like a Nintendo game from the 80s. And so it's like a meeting space, but you create an avatar, and then, you know, you have your voice connection, voice over internet protocol, VoIP. You have your camera. So it becomes just like Zoom or Discord. You have a private chat. And rather than having breakout rooms, you actually have private areas. So look, I'm going to turn my camera on real quick, and you guys will be able to see that like where my icon is. There's now a view of my camera. AR is here. AR has his AR uses just like a what is this, a GIF AR uses that he made?
Yeah, it's just a GIF.
Yeah. And PC, what's up?
Hey, Jay.
All right, now everybody, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and if you want to, send me a super chat, join the Ko-Fi, everything you do to support a content creator, because I just brought you the voice of PC on Christmas Eve. Get out of here. Get out of here. I already crushed YouTube. I can end the stream right now. We ain't got to do nothing now because y'all all know you love PC, but you don't get to hear PC a lot, do you? And you definitely don't get to see PC a lot, do you? But see, I see PC all the time. We trying to put PC, telling we trying to put them on to something. Trying to put them on.
Jay's gonna put you on, you know it. That's why you're here.
All right, Robin just jumped in. Look, y'all, let me give him the tour real quick, and I'm gonna be right back. Y'all sit tight. All right, y'all. So look, I'm gonna kick back real quick, and now you can actually see the space. And so this is like a home. It's like this room that we created is like a big home that you can come to. Think about the holidays. You're gonna go home, right? Okay, and Gather is proximity based. So right now I can't hear or see anybody, but if I walk over to AR, see, now I can see and hear AR. And so the idea is that it gives you agency in community building, because just like in real life, you have to actually walk over to somebody to see them. You have to walk over them to hear them. And so you're intentional and like, oh, hey, I want to talk to AR. I actually have to go walk over and find AR to do that. The way, though, that you break that is when you're in a private room. When you're in a private room, like I walk over to the pool table, you see this whole area lit up. Now, everybody in this area that's lit up can see and hear each other, and we don't have to worry about proximity. So that is like having a breakout room in a Zoom meeting, for those of you that are familiar with that. Okay? And these are live room. So in this case, there's a pool table. If I hit X, I have a little note pop up, and on this note are actually instructions for how to play pool. And you can click on these links, and you'll end up like creating a link or sending a code to your friends, and you guys can actually sit here and you would download the same pool app on your phone, and you can actually play pool. And this is like having a pool room. But that is a game we added. If you go over here to say like the poker table, Gather actually has a lot of built-in games. Poker is one of them. And Gather's games are really great. They're all completely free. There's no charge for them. They're customizable. There are no ads. I cannot recommend Gather's games enough. They're not like high-end console video games, but you can think of them as fun games that are used for team building, and this poker is one of them. It's really, really good. Matter of fact, that was the first game I was like really serious about getting in here, because I know there's a lot of guys in the community that used to get together for a poker night, and it's really appropriate that AR is doing this tour with me, because AR has helped me build up this space so much. A lot of the rooms and spaces that you'll see in our Gather were either made or put together by myself, and a lot of the custom stuff that we have was done by AR. We'll go over here. Over here is we have a table that's set up for playing Uno. We'll hopefully be showing you this during the stream. You go over here. This is where we just have like a big seating area. So this is a great, like where I'm streaming now, this is a great room for like a big panel discussion. If 8 or 10 people hopped into the stream and wanted to like have a big discussion and all see and hear each other, this is a great room for doing it. Of course, if you know my folk, anytime the families and the people get together for the holidays, the card games might break out, spades. In my case, Pinochle. I'm a big Pinochle player, but if you go ahead and hit X here, we actually do have what's called World of Card games built into Gather. And if I leave this table, I'm sitting here at a Pinochle game, but if I leave the table, you can see here there's hearts, spades, euchre, gin rummy, my favorite game on earth, double deck Pinochle. You can see 101 people playing Pinochle. That's the most popular game on this website. Single deck Pinochle, Go Fish, 29, Sergeant, Major, and Solitaire. And that's the theme for a lot of the games that we built in the Gather, is we found websites and things to integrate in together that have like lots of games built into them. Nitty's here. What's up, Nitty? Good to see you. Nitty's definitely one of the regulars in Gather, and happy to have Nitty here. Nitty, you can follow us around. I'm just giving people a quick tour, and then we're going to play a couple games. This little area over here is just the kitchen. Okay, so you guys are probably catching on to the theme already. It's another big private room. Pretty much in every major, we have a lot of different what I consider major areas as you go throughout our sort of metaverse here. In almost all of them, there is some large private area where we don't have to worry about proximity chat. You know, we can fit the entire crew in one area and we can all see and hear and talk to each other. Usually that's a bar area. It's like some sort of bar in whatever room that we're in. And in this dining room sort of home setup, it's here in the kitchen. And of course, we have a card game set up here. I always have cards on access. So people like the card playing addicts like me and Carrie Ann always have Pinochle close to us. We actually have arcade games built in here to this old school looking computer. You can see the list of games over here. We've got everything from 1942 all the way down to the Donkey Kong games. And this is like old school, Galaga, all the old school sort of arcade games, including one of my favorites, the classic original Street Fighter. All right. So let me get out of here real quick. Another built-in game to gather is Tetris. It's called Battle Tetris. For those of people that don't know, Tetris is the classic puzzle game. It's probably the perfect video game. What do I mean by that? It's easy to learn, difficult to master. You can play it on everything from a potato to the most high-end console. And it has a massive, massive community following throughout the world. So this is like called J-Tris. It's like Battle Tetris. It's built in together. It's a really sweet application. We've had a lot of fun with it. Like anybody else that sort of logs into this space and starts playing Tetris, you'll like see them off to the side. But another thing about the games that I've tried to build in together is they're all games that have a large player base and a really big community on their own, because a lot of times it takes a crowd to start a party. So a lot of times I'm working in here, or somebody else, Stephanie, AR, we might be in here by ourselves. And so it's really nice to have these games where you can jump in, and even if you're alone, you can just jump in and, you can go in here and you can actually play live online with like randos and all sorts of people. So, you're never alone, even when you're in here by yourself. All right, so that is most of this area. There's also a couple of neat little tricks in here. For instance, you can come over here to this vibraphone or whatever, and it will actually have some Christmas music. This is actually a whole jazz Christmas concert. It will feature Wynton Marsalis, one of the best jazz musicians in the world, so you can actually listen to that. There's all sorts of little cool stuff like that. And of course, this is a spotlight tile. You can notice that when I stand on this tile, no matter where people are at, I can start to see them on my screen. And no matter where you're at in this space, whether you're in a private area or wherever you're at, I can broadcast to everyone in the room. So let's say that you were doing a podcast like this or something, and you wanted everyone in the space to be able to hear you, even if they're in different private areas doing different things, having their own conversations or playing different games. That's what the spotlight tiles are for. And so in most of our major spaces, there's always a spotlight tile or a stage area covered in spotlight tiles, so that there's always the ability to broadcast. And we don't only use that for discussions and streams and things like that. A lot of times we use it for like movies. So Nitty might be playing his Disney Plus movies, and we all want to see it, but we all want to be in different spaces doing different things. Nitty can come over here and broadcast his Disney movies or whatever from the spotlight tiles. So just giving you guys a head up as to some of the functionality that's available. I don't expect you to remember everything your first time, but I just want to give people a little preview of what they can do. You can go up here. This is another little area we've built. It's just a little upstairs, little private room. And again, we've just got a playlist of some nice music, some piano music. piano music at the piano. Okay, we try to keep things thematic around here. And then we have little bongs stashed throughout Gather. AR made these bongs for us. They're super awesome. And we've got usually this sort of stoners playlist wherever we got the bongs. So if you ever want to come out, put one in the air, get in airplane mode, you can come in together, sit by the bong, and hit that stoner playlist. All right, so lots of fun, and happy to have an opportunity in front of the community and all these people to just thank you, AR, again for all the work you did in this space, and thank you to people like Nitty for coming through and all the wonderful stuff Nitty does for us in Gather too. I'm gonna show y'all a special spot real quick for Nitty. So, all right, so y'all, this is the holiday dining area. We always have a dining area here set up, and we tend to be in here throughout the holidays. So for instance, this space, we will be in here from now probably through like January, the first week in January. And we stay kind of in here so that we have time to use this space and sort of celebrate the holiday season together. But there's always this dining area. All right, now I'm going to quickly show you guys some of the other main areas, and then we'll come back. There's other games in here, usually like in the pumpkin patch, but these are just private areas where you can sit and have some fun. All right, if I go out this way, you can see that this sign says Ranch. The name of this property, this metaverse, is Bundy Ranch. Most of you know that's my last name. I'm Jay Bundy, but it's also kind of a pun because there was a cult run by a guy named, I think his name was like Clive Bundy or something, and so Bundy Ranch is like a sort of has famous lore in cult history. So that's kind of why we went with that name. But if I go here, I go back to this, and this is in fact the ranch, and this is the main area. And so we eventually got to make a map for Gather, but when you get kind of used to how it works, you probably won't even need one. The main thing to remember is the main area is in fact the ranch, and that all of the other spaces you get to from the exterior of the ranch. And we do have all of these spaces. There's an Olympic Park, there's an arena. I got to show you guys the arena real quick. I'm going to be a little bit of a nerd here and just give the arena a little 30 seconds of shine right here, because AR built these dope rings. Look at this ring. So y'all know me, Word Wrestling Entertainment. That's what we do around here. So when we do wrestling pay-per-view events, we come in here and we actually broadcast from the arena. We can go over on these spotlight tiles and do like the announcers. So we set up the announce table here. And of course, there's this large area everybody can hang out at the bar. And back here, I actually have a whole office set up so that I can work and hang out, and we can always kind of hang out here. Love this space. And again, you can see like this custom work that AR did building these wrestling rings is so good. All right. But back to the main area. We are usually in here. In the main area, of course, is the ranch, and this is our virtual headquarters, our virtual office. And throughout the year, we spend most of our time throughout most of the week in here. Okay, so this is our main office. And again, like I said, in every area, there's a huge, big private area where everyone can hang out together, and we don't have to worry about proximity chat. In the main office space that is called the captain's room. And so this is the captain's room, and this is literally the room most of us spend most of our time and gather in. And I actually, because it's an office, I put productivity tools in it. I'm very serious. I want this community to help people achieve their goals and get things done in their real life and not just be a distraction. So one of the productivity tools we have here is called a Pomodoro timer. And the idea is that you work in chunks of like 25 minutes, or you can set it to be however long you want, but normally it's work for 25 minutes. And then you take like a 5-minute break, work for 25, 5-minute break, work for 25, 5-minute break, work for 25, and then a longer break. You do like a longer, like 20-minute break or whatever, every 3 or 4 cycles. And anyway, there's a timer in here that just helps you do that. and everybody in this room that accesses this desk can use this timer together. So if me and Nitty are hanging out in the captain's room and I'm saying, yo, Nitty, I got this code I need to work on. He's like, oh my God, no way, Jay. I got a bunch of code I need to work on too. Bro, you want to Pomodoro the timer this up for a couple hours? And like we can hold each other accountable by just sitting here, working for 25 minutes. You know, when we get our 5-minute breaks, yo, you want to bullshit or watch some YouTube videos real quick for a few minutes? Cool. You know what I'm saying? Keep working together, take a longer break. Like, for real, like we ain't here to get busy. Like, so like for real, when I tell you this is our office, like I'm not playing, this is our office. And when you come up in here, you will see us working. And then of course we've got other office goodies. We've got a conference room built into the office, and we have a number of other private rooms you can use. Of course, I keep a card game in the office just so I can have quick access. I come in here a lot of times when I want to write or when I need to seriously work on code, just because I want to switch up the vibe and work in a different space. So we'll come out and hang in here. And I love this room. I call this my little smoking room, but I definitely come in here sometimes just to smoke or just to have a different space to work in, or when I'm reading something, you know, just to give myself a different vibe, I move to a different space. And then we literally all have our own customized cubicles. So, you know, we each decorate our own spaces. This is my desk. As you go around, you'll see the different desks that are set up here are actually reserved for different people. So that's kind of like your own little private space and gather. And we can come over and visit with each other. And you can also just, you know, work in your area together. And then these focus areas are areas where only one person can sit. So they're private areas. I can't see or hear Nitty or AR right now. They can't see or hear me. And that's just in case you literally need some alone time to focus on something and not be distracted. All right. It's always thinking about time. All right, let's go into here real quick just to show you guys. This is sort of the social area. Again, you have a number of games. You have a human chessboard. And then one of people's favorite activities is we have go-karts. And you can actually get here and like organize go-kart races. Everybody just jumps on a go-kart and you hit start. And there are like different maps. I think there are 3 different go-kart maps, and you literally use your keyboard to just do go-kart races. And we have spent plenty of hours in here having fun racing go-karts, and I'm sure we will continue to do so. I love the go-karts. And the go-karts are actually like around. I kind of need a go-kart. This would go a lot faster if I was in a go-kart. But there are actually go-karts in the office, and you can ride the go-karts around gather. You know what I did was I brought a go-kart over to the dining room, and then I left it there. All right. Now, I told you earlier, a lot of this was based on, you know, the atheist bar hop in our community. And the theme we took on was cheers, right? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And that's sort of like what I think of when I think of this community. Matter of fact, we used to play that song at the beginning of all my streams, but you know, it got all of our streams demonetized. Not that I care, but the mods told me that's not a great idea. But you can actually come over in here. So this is the speakeasy. This is supposed to be like the main cheers space. We do a lot of streams from here. And again, there's a stage. So if you come on the stage, it's all spotlight tiles. So you broadcast to everybody in the room. And the idea is people can be sitting at different tables that are all special private areas, and they can all be having their own conference. They can mute the people on stage and ignore them, or you know, everybody can just have their own space to listen and respond however they want. Of course, you come over to the piano. Normally we have it so that the Cheers theme song will play here. I don't know what's going on with this piano. There it goes. I wonder how much I can play this. Okay, just to show you it works. There's, but that'll play the Cheers theme for you. And of course, there's the large bar area that I told you is everywhere. And then some other things you might see on stream. This is, of course, the large game room. This has all of the games and gather in it. There's a ton of them and a bunch of games that we added. I'm a huge Pinochle guy. I learned how to play Pinochle. My dad taught me how to play Pinochle. The place I learned to play Pinochle is called The People's Choice. It's right here in Newark, New Jersey. It's probably about less than 10 minutes, probably about 10 minutes from my house. And this is the People's Choice Pinochle Lounge. And this is an actual Pinochle school. And you can come over here to this book by the bar, and you can actually follow this note, and this will give you tutorials and lessons so you can learn how to play Pinochle. And then this is set up as like a gaming space for Pinochle tournaments, but also just general gaming. So AR created these awesome rings. Pinochle is a game you play with partners. Usually there's 4 people and you sit across from your partner. And so like if I have a Pinochle tournament in here, we can actually have like these little rings set up for people to play partners. There's also a mode called Cutthroat with 3 players. So that's why Cutthroat Corner is here. And then for people who don't play Pinochle, there's again poker, Uno. You can hit this. This will play board games. So this has cribbage, battleship, a different version of Uno, Yahtzee, set, Connect 4, chess, checkers, crazy eights, Azul, spades, Farkle, OHEC, and Wizard. So again, lots and lots of games. And then we used to every Saturday night, and we'll probably bring it back, we used to do late night counter apologetics, and we built a Saturday Night Live stage for it. So you go back on our stream on my channel, you'll see some of our Saturday night streams from our Saturday Night Live stage. And we even built a catwalk so people could come and you could watch the show from above the stage on the catwalk. All right, cool. So it'll take me a minute. And so just in the interest of time, I'm going to show you guys one other major space. So you can think of it as this is where they work and, you know, do team building and have games, and this is the ranch. But the idea is that they live on the beach. And so this is the beach. You'll see us a lot here. There's a lot of different areas on the beach, including a night market. I won't show you that because it's an external link. But there's lots of different areas in this beach to hang out and have fun. This area in particular is where we have special tents for group meetings. This is like if you want to form a small group and like just have your own meeting area. You can do that. Like these spaces, like they have their own separate passwords and their own separate links. So that like if you form a group and you want to have some privacy and make sure that like only people you invite can get to that space. Basically, these are like auxiliary gathers so people don't have to set up other gathers. But if you do set up another gather, this space also has tents, which are links to other gathers. So if I were to walk into this tent, this will take me to a different gather space that is actually Bruce. Y'all know Big Thing Flying Wayne. That'll take me to his space, right? I have another separate gather that I really don't ever use, but I just to show people as an example, I have this tent. If you were to go in there, it will take you to my private gather space. So if you ever set up your own gather and you like to have it linked, so like, you know, like you're connected or whatever, I'll set that up for you. You just come here and then you can go back and forth between the two as much as you'd like. But where you will see us a lot is over here. And it's basically, again, the recreation area. We call it the Tiki Bar. We do spend a lot of time here. And there are tables for lots of games. This one is like a crossword game. Here we have Tetris again. We have Scrabble. We have pool. There's lots of different games. I'm going to take you downstairs real quick. So, you know, we hang out at the Tiki Bar. Again, more games. This is a big, huge private area. Everybody can be. I set this one up special. It's actually a special area. Every room has features that make it unique and function differently than any other space. There's certain things that you can do everywhere, but there's certain things that you can only do in certain spaces. What's unique about the Tiki Bar is that it has lots of different games. There's 4 or 5 different games, but they're all in the same private area. That way we can all just hang out and be doing different things, but all see and hear each other rather than have private tables. And then we spend a lot of time here. This is the underground club. We've got the dance floor, which is a private area, which is awesome. Of course, we got the bar with a few games, which is a private area. And the highlight of down here is that it's got a stage for a DJ with a spotlight tile. And so Nitty and Once in a Blue Moon Oz will come through and you can like play music. And we used to have dance parties in here. It was like Nitty. I got to understand, like we have real DJs in our community and they would come in together and play real sets and we would have dance parties. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to put y'all on. So love it. Again, shout out to Nitty. Thank you so much for all the fucking killer dance parties because, oh my God, do we need them. All right. And then one more area, which is actually really special, is we do have a cemetery. Okay. For those of us that have lost pets or family members, we dedicate gravestones to them. And this is a place you can always come to remember those that have gone before. Some of you remember Uncle Bobby's dog Buddy. That is a spot for Saint Buddy. And some of you remember my dog Sam. I put Sam right next to Buddy. So, you know, we're regular people. We grieve too. And I wanted to have a space and gather for, you know, for virtual remembrance. All right, y'all. So those are the main areas. There are lots of other areas, but I did want to just show people sort of the most frequently used areas so that you kind of know what's going on if you pop in and why we're at different places, different times. So mostly during the day, during the week, we're in the office. A lot of times if we just want to kick it, we're down in one of the gaming areas. But then usually throughout the weekends, we are at the beach. All right. And then for holidays and special events, we are in these dining areas so that we have like a thematic place to be. And I keep going back and forth. I got to fix that. It's so annoying. My bad. All right, cool. So look, I done used about 45 minutes of my time to do that. So we were going to play dominoes and then play Uno, but I think we should just play Uno because it'll be probably easier for everybody. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me tell PC. PC, I think we're going to skip dominoes just because I was running my mouth showing everybody gather, and we'll skip to Uno. So you want to just join us over there? I got to make sure PC could hear me. She might not be able to hear me. Well, she probably listened on the stream. She'll come over. All right, let me put the, let's go over here. And I'm going to set this up real quick. We're going to play some Uno. And then at 10 o'clock, or at 11, I'm going to end the stream and send y'all over to Mark Reed's channel. Shout out to Mark. Mark's definitely a friend of the channel. And I'm glad to be sandwiched between Maya and Mark, two people I definitely consider real friends. All right, so let me check this out real quick. So I'm gonna create a quick room. Anytime you come and gather, you can just hit the games, and normally somebody will just start the game, and then normally there's a link or a room code that you share, and then you guys are good to go. But if anybody else wants to join us, I'm gonna actually drop a link in the chat so that even if you're not in Gather for this, you can just join us through the Scuffed Uno thing. All right, I'm dropping the link. All right, so here's the link to Scuffed Uno. And actually, I should put it. Let me watch this. I'm gonna put the link. Oh, it won't let me do both. It won't let me do the link and the code. All right, let me do the link, and then here's the code. All right. But I'm not too worried about it because it's we're in a private room, so randos can't join us, which is usually the issue. All right. Y'all need me to drop the AR. What do you need from me? You need the code, right?
Probably the link. I'm not seeing it.
Well, you don't need the link because you're in Gather, right? You could just hit X.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
you need the code.
Yeah.
All right. If you're in Gather, you hit X, and then you go to Play Online. You hit Join Room, and then you enter that code.
I need a link and gather, Jay.
You need a link in Gather. Okay, I thought so. I was being slow. Sorry, PC. All right, PC, there's the link, and then you know how to get to the part where you enter the code, right? Just to remind people, you click the link. It'll say something like public rooms or whatever. You can just go to main menu, online play, join room, and then you put in the code. It'll ask you for a code. Let me show what it looks like.
Mine says
On
create
mine.
rumor.
Yeah, all right. So when hit the scuffed Uno sign, the big flashing one in the middle. I don't know why it doesn't tell people that that's the actual thing you hit. You hit the big flashy one in the middle. Hang on, I need to. Oh yeah, I switched my screen on stream. It's just my thing is behind. Where's my streams? Wait a second. You click the link I sent. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Click the link I sent. Oh, and then it's giving you guys, I don't know why it's, oh, I don't think I sent you guys a good link. Yeah, that link sucks. Hang on, let me just send this link. This would have been a better link. A link to main is like way better. I thought it automatically gave me the right link. My bads. There you go. Click that link. All right. Gather. Boom. That's easy. Okay. So, all right. Here's what it's going to look like when it goes to that. All right. So now you're at the main menu. You just go to online play, join room, put in your name, and then you put in the code I sent. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Nitty. Code is in Gather chat. See, that's what I tried to do before, is just send the link with the room code. That's the move. Oh, I messed up, y'all. It does give me a direct link. I'm sorry. I'm being slow. I just learned. I learned in real time. It just gave me a room code. All right. I'm gonna give people another minute just to see who else wants to join. Yeah, that direct link is the one. Let me pin that. Replace pinned message. All right, there's 4 of us. That's great. I'm glad a lot of people stayed with that and at least checked out Gather. I really appreciate that. All right, there's 6 of us. Is there anybody else in chat that wants to play that's not in yet? Let me know in chat, and we can wait a minute for you if you'd like. Oh yeah, Mark, let me know too when you're ready to go, because I'll end my stream when I see you live. Or whenever you tell me you're ready. That way people don't have like dead air. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody in chat. Thank you all so much for coming, checking this out. All right, cool. I think we're good to go. All right. So appreciate y'all. Let's jump in and see who's here. Oh, and we got names too. That's great. Raw's here, Jester's here, Nitty's here, PC's here. I appreciate y'all. All right, let's start the game. I hear bad things about Jesters. I hear these people are not very unserious people. Actually, you know what? I just heard somebody saying that like the jester was sort of like almost like the most honorific position because outside of the royal family, they were the only person who could like actually critique the people in power. Awesome. Jester, you gotta play a card though. It'll play a card for you if your time runs out. But I appreciate y'all. Also, gang, cheers. I got a little drinky drink here. Love y'all. Cheers, everybody. AR, you got to pop that bottle for us one time for old time's sake. There we go. All right, PC, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. All right, so I got Mark's stream pulled up too. But look, let me just say too that like I love this community. I built this space because I wanted us to have a place, and I don't really see this as my space. I see myself, if anything, I'm like the facilities people. Like it's my job to make sure stuff works and that there's toilet paper, but nobody owns this space. You know, the community, this is the community space. Once you're a member, we have guests and we have members. That's as high as the hierarchy goes. And I guess me and AR have like builder and moderator privileges just to keep things in order, but this is our space. So I just want to thank all of y'all that use this space for like embracing it and customizing it and making it your own. And I want to let everybody else know that they're totally welcome. And that's what I'm gonna be doing this year, y'all. I'm gonna be focusing on first. I'm gonna be focused on my personal growth and like the new struggle with faith that I find myself in the midst of. So subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you want to hear more about the way that religion is still traumatizing me, you know, more than a decade after no longer being a believer. But I also want to focus on building up Gather and just building up this community in our relationships with each other. So definitely join us. I'm gonna actually go ahead and switch out the pin link real quick so that I can pin the Gather link. And yeah, thanks PC for dropping this link. Y'all hear us talk about Gather, and PC's always dropping the link, even in other channels. So you know, we've gotten a bunch of other content creators to come through here. You know, Maya's the transpositions crew is always in here. Maya is always in here. Michael Beverly is always in here. Nitty's always in here. Just a bunch of us. Joe.
I'm actually surprised. And then I come back.
Y- Yeah, man. We just keep it going, man. And sometimes there's a lot of us in here like every day, and then sometimes there's only 2 or 3 of us in here for a hot minute because people are, just doing other things or stepped away for a minute. So I think for those of us that have been around for a while, we've just kind of come to expect that, I'm in a gaming crew, it's the same way. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the other thing with like time zones and stuff, right? Like people being different hours just because they're in different parts of the country or different parts of the world. All right, I got to keep an eye on things just to make sure I don't interfere with Mark's time. Oh, who won? Oh, plus 280. Oh, yeah, because you get points for what's in everybody's hand. Yeah. So are there lyrics in Deck the Halls that are like antagonistic to non-believers? I didn't even think about it. Yes, you have to add lyrics. The computer's gonna play for you. Oh, is it a different Christmas Carol? Be it, let me know. I'm a musician. Wait, Nitty, yeah, what was you did something on your channel? That's what we need. Don, we now are gay apparel. Y'all, real quick, if when somebody rings the doorbell, you have 2 options: send them to the lobby or meet at where at. So you just click meet at my location and admit and meet. Just it's kind of how it works. It's like a guest will have to like they'll ring somebody, but you can let them in. Who said they can't hear nobody and gather? Oh, maybe you.
What the fuck?
That's on me. That's on me. I didn't switch.
Because I'm in Gather.
No, that's on me. I didn't switch tabs back together. That's on me. I'm so sorry,
What are you
yo.
looking at?
Oh, good. Nobody heard all of me conflating songs. Awesome.
Well,
I don't mind that at
nobody
all.
got to hear my awesome Yahweh song.
You're gonna have to repeat your Yahweh song, Nitty.
Oh,
You got to sing that again, man. That
Whoops, that's on me. I'm sorry, y'all.
I don't know. My main thing, just like, the way society changes is when they are brought to feel. And one of the best ways to make people feel something from you is to put it into a song.
Absolutely.
Oh, the chat's telling me to do it again.
Yep, do it. You gotta go.
Do it.
Yahweh's a god who sucks real balls, and he's just a storm god of Israel. Take the people to kill some kids. The conquest of Jericho never happened. I don't know.
All
That
right.
might not be the one to make them feel us.
A god who fails internal critiques. He's a moral monster.
All right, Mark Reed said he's about to go live. So look, man, thank y'all. I thought as soon as I started talking about Gather, it was gonna be like 5 people watching. I was like, people are gonna be out. But look, I just wanted people to at least see that we have a space to gather when we're not on YouTube. And we think that's important. And if you've been looking for that, give this a try. We're definitely here. The link is pinned. And yeah, I'm gonna end the stream when I see Mark's thing up. Mark's doing his intro. All right, look, y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much to this community. I love y'all. Y'all keep me going. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow along, because I'm about to take my journey to another level. But I want to thank y'all, because I wouldn't be here without y'all.